Guys, welcome to Fish Hook. It is Tuesday night, 6:14 Central Time, and I'm in Eastern Time right now in Florida, where I'm broadcasting from. It's good to have you. MB Custom Tackle, how you doing, bro? My buddy from British Columbia. I bet you it's cold over there. It is ridiculously cold here in Florida. Ridiculous. But first, let me tell you guys, thank you so much for the great comments. We've had some good interaction on the videos. I read and I respond. We got some questions this week, which was awesome. And appreciate that. It means people are paying attention, taking the time out to correspond. And I like that. That lets me know that I'm connecting with you. Yeah, last week it was 28 below. Yeah, I love it. Great ice fishing, but this morning it was ridiculous. I got up about quarter to six. I didn't get up as early as I normally do, and I was out at the fishing place around 7. And it was an early bite at 5 in the morning. I missed that one. But it was 42 degrees, and I was like, I can't believe it. Had a hoodie on and 2 sweatshirts. I mean, man, Florida. So much for Florida sunshine. It just doesn't exist. But the bite is getting good. Tom, hello from Carrollton, Virginia. Yeah, go Chiefs. Hey, listen, I am going to go middle of the line. I was hoping for the Tennessee Titans. I'm not a football nut, but it's nice to see the Titans made a run for it 4 in a row. They beat top contenders. I never dreamed they would do that. But, yeah, it's nice to see the Chiefs and the 49ers. Man, these are iconic teams. This is part of the history of the football league. Teams like this, and they got some really colorful history. Great players came out of both these towns. So I wish them both the best, and may the best team win. I want to be friends with everybody. I don't want to have enemies, but I just thought it was awesome, man. That was a good battle with the Tennessee Titans and the Chiefs. But the Chiefs were destined for the Super Bowl to get there, and so were the 49ers. So that's going to be a really good game. Really good. But they're playing in Miami. They're lucky. They're not going to freeze their butts off in Kansas City. So it should be fun. It should be a lot of fun. But I want to tell you a little bit about Florida fishing here today. Give you guys a little update. You want to replay? I want the replay. Yeah. But Florida fishing is really starting to pick up now. I've got it over here that this morning now, between 5 and 7:30, the snook were all over the place. Good-sized snook were coming into this warm water canal. It's a discharge from a power plant. I fished there a lot. And the trout, big trout, were in there. It was unbelievable. But the key to getting them was live shrimp, or you cast out some DOAs, maybe with a float, and you do a float in a DOA, and just let it drip. Then they were nailing it in the chartreuse, bright green. But also we had pomps and permits were scattered. There really weren't a lot of them this morning. The fries are dying. yeah. I mean, obviously, you can tell where I'm at. I get good in it. I gotta say, I get good internet here at McDonald's. I come here because at my condo here in Florida, the internet there is pathetic. Here, I got 5 times the megabyte signal. Is unbelievable. So that's why I'm able to do this broadcast. It comes out really well. Unlike in Tennessee, I've got super fast internet at my house, so it's great. But down here, leaves a lot to be desired. So I hope you guys are getting a good signal and you can see my face. This morning, when I got on the water, it was about 7:30 after I put my bibs on and all that because of my waders. And let me say something here. I told you guys once before that my other Hodgman waders were defective. I think they were Hodgman number 3, version 3, and they were only $79 on sale at Dick's. Well, Hodgman's a good company. They've been around a long time. And I have other pairs of their waders that held up real good from Montauk Point and other places. How you doing, honey? That's my wife down there. Well, you can't see her. But these Hodgman waders that I got, these replacements, they let me upgrade, and I went to, instead of an H4, I did an H5. And these are real heavy duty, like they're ready to go through the brush. They're much more rigid, which is really, really, really nice. And I like these. I'm getting comfortable with these now. So if you want a good if you want a good pair of waders, definitely look up Hodgman. Let me just write that down here for you. So if you guys, it'd be nice if I knew how to spell Hodgman waders. You guys won't be disappointed. Go for the H5s. They retail, at least their list price is $229. I was able to get 45% off because I was returning a pair under warranty. So they gave me a great deal. It was like $129 out the door. I said, absolutely, I'll pay the difference. And they were honorable enough to do that. So I appreciate that. But the fishing now, when I got there about 7:30, it was slow a little bit. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, we're going to get into the Saluna tables. I got to tell you, it's an everyday deal when you want to go fishing. You really need to get some habits established. If you want to be serious about fishing and you want to be part of the not the 90% that catch 10% of the fish. You want to be part of the 10% that catch 90%. So to do that, some homework you got to do. It's not much. I've got it right here on my live stream. Not my live stream, on my taskbar here. I've got a folder called Fishing. I pop it open and I save these key sites that I need to go to so I'm not fumbling. And I just look it up real quick. Saluna, let me just type that in for you guys because I want you guys to know this. This is something I just like, you guys. Saluna table. Saluna table. To look up Saluna tides and charts. I think it's salunatidesandcharts.com, something like that. If you look that up, you'll put in your zip code, hit enter, and then it'll bring up for you when your major fishing time. Today we have 2 of them and 2 minors. Now the major one is the second one coming tonight at 10 o'clock. But this morning, the major one was 9:30 to 11:30. And it was in that time period, I was fishing for about a couple hours. All of a sudden, bam, the jacks came on fire. And I caught a big jack, probably about 8 or 9 pounds. Boy, I tell you, it was just when I put a 30-pound mono leader on. Now, this is the first time for me to catch a... Okay. My leader, I upgraded it to a 30-pound mono because I knew snook I was hoping to get a snook. Snook have no teeth, just like a striper and many other fish, but they have a very abrasive mouth, very bony head like an alligator, the snook do. It's really a long snout. But man, when they slap down, they attack violently, very definitively. They attack their bait. So the guys were free lining with shrimp, and that was good. But you need like my buddy Mike there caught a bunch of them this morning. He was there early, but he got broke off so many times with a 20-pound mono until he upgraded to a 30. You need something that'll be a little more rock resistant and abrasion resistant. So a good, like I have Andy mono line. There's so many good makes of mono. Or do fluorocarbon. I like mono because it just seems like it's more rough tough. And it doesn't have the finesse like the fluorocarbon. I'd rather have mono when I'm fishing around rocks. I can beat it up, cut it, change it out, and not have to pay an arm and a leg for my rolls of line. I keep like 15, 20, 40, and I even got 50 pound with me. You never know what situation I'm in. I got a go-to tackle box. Next week, I'll show you guys that tackle box that I use with me as a go-to. I have some ready-made items. There's my daughter Lauren and my grandkids. How you doing, guys? Well, the, that's my grandson Luke. He's cool. How you doing, Luke? Well, that jack gave me a run for my money. It was the biggest one. Everybody else was catching little schoolies. I was fortunate enough to catch it. Got broke off again by another one at the shore. So they were hitting it, but they were sporadic. And there was some pompano and some hermit cod, believe it or not, they were coming into the warm water. So these guys want a little reprieve from the cold water. I mean, it was really warm. I dropped one of my jigs in the water, and I had to roll my sleeves up. I was wearing two sweats and a hoodie. Roll it up and reach in. It was only up to my elbow. I was really shallow where I was. It's not really safe over the water with that. I have to take out my case of all my docks jigs. They're heavy. If I make a mistake, they're all in the water. That's a little bit stupid on my part, but I should back up when I change it and walk back in the water. So if I drop it like I did today, I don't have to get wet. But that's what I'm using. I was fishing with a Shimano Thunnis 4000 reel. I've got it on film. I'm working for a jack video for this weekend, so I can show you guys. But I had a 4000 series reel. It has great drag, has rear drag on it also. I just like that. It's an all-purpose reel for me. Smooth action. I spent over $200 for that reel, but that reel is just a class act reel. And then I was fishing with an 8-foot red bone rod. Red bone makes a one-piece rod, medium heavy. And it was rated up to 30 pounds of braid. But I had 20-pound Berkeley Invisibraid, and I'm really getting to like that. I've used that now for the past month since I put it on. I'm really happy with it. It casts beautiful. It almost has the feel of like spider wire. And for some reason, I don't like spider wire at all. It just not work with me. It doesn't seem to fall into the reel and pack right. And when I cast it out, it's almost like something, it's under pressure and it just pops loose. I didn't have a good experience. I got rid of my spider wire and I went back to Power Pro, which I still is my standby, and Hercules, which is straight from Asia. I bought it from the mill, but I really like this Berkeley Invisibraid. It wasn't that much money, and the 20-pound cast a mile. So when I have a quarter ounce or 3/8 ounce docks jig, I can get almost across that channel, and that is one heck of a cast. But this morning was 42. Tomorrow morning now, I'm going to be out there about 5, I hope, on the water. It's scheduled to be 38 degrees, and it was whipping today. It's going to be whipping tomorrow, 12 to 14 miles an hour. So that's why we got a hoodie on. I got that face mask on and my hat just to keep my head cold, and I'm wearing gloves with cutoffs. I did it myself. In real life, how you doing, bro? Let me know where you guys are from as you guys come on. And I appreciate that, Tom. You guys are from Virginia. We're covering the world. I've had people on here from Saudi Arabia, Wales, and it's all. I mean, another one was from somewhere by the Amazon in Africa. I have people from all over, and we've got Canada covered with NB Tackle from British Columbia. So I mean, it's just awesome now. This is a global platform where we could talk, and it's just nice. From Missouri, yeah, man, you're freezing up there. I'm sure you are. Well, the Saluna tables, they are forecasting now all the way through Friday, where we have a full moon. And this is like the beginning, in addition to the beginning of a front. As you near a full moon, the gravitational pull changes, the tides get stronger, and the fish get active. Don't ask me why, but a switch turns on. It was the same thing in Tennessee. I didn't really follow the Saluna tables that much, and really a lot of them are published in the Farmer's Almanac. And I used to think, man, that's just something you could talk about over coffee, but I didn't really realize for years how really accurate, and they're tied in with the tides, how they really coincide. And listen, fishing can be good even in the in-between. It can go on and on and on. That's always a possibility. But these are great guidelines. If you want to stay in the safe zone, that's what you need to do. Check out the Saluna table. I'm telling you, that is a good thing to do. I cannot emphasize that enough. Nobody has a crystal ball here in the world of fishing. It's a lot of talk, a lot of shows, a lot of people, a lot of jib jab out there. Everybody's, got a special lore, special this. You know what? Take everything with a grain of salt. You can even take me with a grain of salt, but I'm giving you some rock hard, concrete advice that works all the time, no matter where you are in the world. The Saluna tables is the moon and its effect on the tides, and that's around the world, the globe. Our Earth is affected by the gravitational pull of the moon. That's how God set everything in orbit. So there's a science behind that, and it works. So you use that as your guide, and then you modify it. Sometimes tides last a lot longer than they say. Fishing is off the charts. I know that when I fish with my buddy Steve, we really watch the moon. We watch the front of a storm. If you know a storm is coming or bad weather, something's brewing, immediately go to your Saluna table and watch. When storms come in, get out there, fish it. Sometimes right into the storm. I mean, be safe, of course, but sometimes right into the storm, it's unbelievable. There were days that we took our boat out on Percy Priest Lake and Old Hickory Lake in Tennessee, not in a lightning storm now, but in the middle of a fierce, I mean, pounding rainstorm. We've got our good rain gear on. We went out there and we absolutely slaughtered the stripers or whatever we were fishing for. They were, we didn't know, totally on fire. We went out there with live bait and some artificial jigs with sluggos, and we were decimating them. We caught, I mean, literally, we catch them 40 to 60 to 70 in an afternoon. Just like that, it can happen. So you never know where they might be. You search around with your electronics. Everything is waterproof. And if you don't mind the water, go out there with a safe craft, of course. Don't go out with a little boat. But man, something that can handle that. And we don't have to worry like that with current or waves. I have to worry about wind that can make it be a slap all over. And I have to worry about lightning. Same thing on the ocean over here. I mean, if it's really pouring down rain, I'm not going to go out on salt water because it's too unpredictable. Very much so, way more than fresh water. So know your limits, but I'm telling you, at the eve of a front, if you don't want to go out in the storm, you can go out and you'll be surprised the fish you might catch and where you least expect it. They're on fire. So never underestimate that. Like today, I was having breakfast and they asked if I went fishing. They said, "Why'd you go fishing in the storm?" And I told the receptionist at the front desk I was paying my bill. I said, "That's the best time to go out when it's nasty weather, especially when it's real cold. Just something happens. These fish get activated, and it's fish life, right? It's a fish life." But the bite all across Florida now, I want to give you guys just, I was looking at some of the reports here. The bite is really picking up. We are seeing a tremendous comeback in the area of fishing, inshore especially, more so than offshore. Now, inshore, I'm saying 3 miles and in. That's inshore. And in these back canals, it's really dramatically picking up now. Redfish bite is great. I wasn't here last week in Florida, and my friends, they were catching redfish. They were seeing schools of permit tailing in the flats, which is on the right side by the pier. We usually walk out close to half a mile, and it's a beautiful area to fish for reds and snook and stuff. And my buddy caught a 30-inch redfish, and the bite is on now. Snook are really rebounding. Now, we're under a moratorium until the end of May here in these counties, about 3 or 4 counties here, Pasco, Hillsborough, Pinellas. And I think there's another one, and that's only part of Pasco. And where Hernando County is too, part of that. There's a moratorium on no speckled sea trout. None at all can you keep. No snook. And snook is always on a a moratorium during the year. There's certain times, I think it's like 2 or 3 times where they have a 2 month window and you can fish for snook, which I can live with that. And they've managed it well. Hats off to the FWA. They've done a really great job of monitoring the snook, and the snook population is tremendous. Very active, very lively. So I know everything feeds on snooks too. The dolphins eat snook. Snook is a lot of fish like snook. But in the saltwater, it's like here's the world of saltwater. Either eat or be eaten. That's the name of the game. If you want to stay alive, you better be on the lookout. And then the other one is redfish. So we can't keep. They were thinking of putting another fish on there. I don't know what it was, but right now it's those three are totally taboo, off limits to the end of May, and that we still have to wait for an announcement on that, and by the FWA if they want to really do that. That's my other daughter, Jonna. How you doing, honey? So to way to fish for the snook now, the majorly accepted way is live bait. You can free line. Free line is no weight for you guys that may or ladies that may not understand that. Real life, where was it? No, 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 not real life. Explain that you may have heard something. The You want a free line that's no weight, just a hook. Have your leader on, and we hook a shrimp. Now you can hook a shrimp in the very front, in the front of the shrimp, where they've got a horn that comes out, and they got some other protective gear there that prick you to no end. But that horn is pretty hard, and if you hook underneath the horn in the front side of the brain, you could see that's a see-through cavity in the shrimp, and you can see a little black dot there, like a pebble. That's their brain. Don't cook. If you hook it through the brain, you immediately kill the shrimp. So you want to hook in front of it, toward the mouth, toward the eyes, and just loop it underneath that. Pop that hard crustacean and loop that and cast it out. That's one way. Or you can hook it right before the back tail, because really, when they're in the water, to our eyes, they move backwards. So if you have it hooked right before the back tail, you can pull it and jerk it a little bit, and it's a very lifelike motion. So that's how you would fish that. And sometimes you just let them swim out there, a little raising of the rod, maybe a little twitch, and you'd be surprised. You don't have to jerk it, just a little twitch to make it look like, depending on what you're at. If you have a very fast action on your rod and a very sensitive tip, that's perfect for this type of fishing, where you can just lift it up a little bit if you want a soft rise, or just a little tap. And if you do just a little tap, like on a 7 to 8 foot rod, it'll jerk that shrimp like he's moving in the water. That's how the shrimp swims. So just so you guys know, so free lining works beautiful. You can also free line with grunts, like 2 to 3 inch grunts. Hook them right on the top. Before the back tail over there, or if you hook them in the belly, they'll dive down, but normally in the back. Or if you're going to troll, you would hook them through the bottom, through both lips, come out the nose, the nostril. It's a natural cavity there. But generally speaking, if you're waiting, you're just going to hook them right before the back tail and throw them out there on the top of his body. And that's a great way to let them swim around. And believe me, you can put a weight on it, but you really don't need it. Just want a free line. Those snook will annihilate that. If they're in the area, they will hit it. I've had so many hits like that and runs like that. I had one time I was fishing for snook here on the causeway. 3 times they almost spooled me. I couldn't stop this thing. He took my pinfish, and I hooked it right in the back like that, and he let it go. The pinfish was still alive. So that one was beyond my reasoning. I couldn't figure that one out. How they can hold it that hard, peel my line under drag, and let it go, and the pinfish was still swimming. 3 times that happened, and finally the fish died on me. My bait died. He never took it. So they're smart fish, and you want make a good knot, trim your ends. Fluorocarbon especially is good with snook if you have it because they've got good eyes, and you want to fish as light as possible to get the bite. That's just the key to it. But you got to have some guns. You can't go, if you go out there with a 2,000, 2,500 reel, they're going to smoke you. Your drag, I don't care what it is, they're going to smoke you. And I know you can fish with 10-pound braid. I feel more comfortable with 15-pound. Today it was 20. I don't want to take a chance. If I know they're in the area, I'm going to beef up my tackle. I've had 10-pound completely snap and 15-pound. These snooks took it so hard they snapped it. I couldn't stop them. It's just sometimes you're outgunned, and you can be outgunned. So you want to have at least, 3,500 reel. I like fishing a 4,000. It's whatever your preference is, and have a rod that has a backbone on it. A very, very fast tip, good sensitive tip, good action, and you got to have some lifting power, some hook setting power. So that's how you would fish for snook and other carnivores like that, like redfish. Oh man, they'll hit it hard, and they have shoulders on them, and honestly, they'll dog you. You better have some good lifting power, and then if you do get a really big redfish, just you better hope and pray you got good tackle, and you got a good. I've fished with them with as much as 50-pound tests and 4,000 and 6,000 reels to get some of these big, big redfish. I'm talking 35, 45 pounders. I pull them out. Man, you got to have some stout tackle because anything else, they'll kill it. They'll kill it, and they'll teach you a lesson in fishing. But overall, the bite is really, really rebounding here. It's been good. The guys that have gone offshore have caught the red snapper. They said the groupers are really hitting well. So overall, the fishing is good. So if you come down, get a hold of a good guide. If you guys are new to the area, and do a little research, look up the fishing forums, and if you do that, just do it in Google. Put your questions, get that area fishing reports, and you'll spend an hour reading all the forums, but you'll learn what is biting. You'll get a hold of, you'll see a bunch of names pop up, all different guides that are posting their catches and pitches, and that'll give you an idea who you might want to go with. So it's a good thing. Today, one of the fish that they saw right there in the canal, a big, like 50-plus inch kingfish. That's a big boy. Was coming in. They're all searching for bait, and they come in there because it's warm water discharge. Bait fish are up there, and they're ambushed. So a lot of big fish, tarpon, were sighted. Nobody caught a tarpon. Nobody caught that kingfish, but that would have been a fight of a lifetime. And I don't know if anybody had the guns there to hold the kingfish down, because once he runs, if you don't have 150 yards to spare, 200 yards, he's going to smoke your reel. Smoke. But now, let me tell you something else too. When you go fishing, another fun thing about fishing is the camaraderie. I enjoy the outdoors more than anything else. I may not have caught a lot of fish today, and that's okay. I started late. I missed a very important early bite, but I had whacked my back the other day on Sunday afternoon. I just moved the wrong way. From years in the plumbing business, and just the lower part of my back is sore, and if by the sacroiliac, I had gotten adjusted about a year ago on that. It went out of whack on me. And he said that was 10 years in the making. So I don't wear my wallet in my back pocket anymore. I try not to put nothing in there. That was something the chiropractor taught me. So if any of you guys are suffering with stuff like that, the first thing the chiropractor, he's also my clinical nutritionist, but the first thing he told me, he says, I got to get your posture right, and you got to sit right. You're sitting at an angle. Your body's at an angle. And that's been for years and years and years. And my wallet's thick. And when it's on your, on your backside, you're off. You're sitting cockeyed. So that had a dramatic tenure on my body, and it really affected my spine. So it took several adjustments, and they hurt the first time. They hurt something fierce. And then once he got me back in line, man, I felt like a brand new guy. But every now and then, if I moved the wrong way, it felt like I had like a lunge like that, like somebody pushed my back. I was leaning over and I'm saying, "You got to be kidding me!" Coming out of the shower, I just had my foot up. I couldn't believe it. So it takes about 2 or 3 days to get that way. And my chiropractor taught me this. He says, "Don't stretch back." I know this is on the thing of fishing, but lean forward and bend forward slowly and until your hands can touch the ground. Try to lock your knees if you can. And those are good stretches anyway. And that really pulls out and gives a little elasticity to your spinal cord and your hip area. And wow, I feel tremendous when I do that, when I exercise like that. And then this week I'll be going back to the gym. I'll do weights, and that just intensifies it. And it's a great workout. Your body responds well when you do that. The other way, I didn't know this. I thought, man, I need to go back and stretch. When you do that, you're really compressing it and you're magnifying the problem. Don't put a heating pad on, he told me. He says, get ice because you want to keep the inflammation down. So that's what I do. I put an ice pack back there. Tonight I'll sleep on an ice pack, and it just brings a swelling. And that swelling is what causes pain. When the joints around your vertebrae swell up, that's what makes it sensitive. So you want to keep your swelling down to a minimum, if not, let it disappear. So those are my health thought for the day. But saying that, I went off track a little bit. It was just a pleasure. When you go fishing, you meet people. So today, I want to give a big shout out to my buddy Pablo Morales and Mark. I don't remember Mark's last name, but these are two guys that are local here, and we had a great time. In fact, Pablo goes to the same church I do down here. I mean, it's such a big church, we didn't even know. We have similar friends. But, he saw me fighting that Jack for a while there, trying to get him on the shore, and I did. And it just makes for great conversation. You just never know who you're going to meet. That's the beauty of fishing. You meet a lot of people, and I've made a lot of great long time acquaintances now that will be with me for years. I've met a lot of really good friends fishing, and it's just great. It's just great. So those are some of the pluses. If you guys make an effort to go out there, you'd be surprised. Everybody's really helpful. Maybe how to do a knot. Hey, you got any line? Or hey, can I borrow a hook? All that stuff. I mean, it's great. It's just great. It really is nice. I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri. Left in 85. Left in 99. So let me address some of your things here. You said you are going. You want to get back into fishing, Tom Margrave. Real. You grew up in Kansas City, Missouri. Okay. My brother went to college in Kansas City, Missouri to become a chiropractor. In Kansas City, Kansas. I'm sorry, it wasn't in Missouri. It was half the town. That's funny. Two states split the town. But it's cold out there. But you want to go in Suffolk. Now you guys are in Suffolk, Virginia. If you're going to go lake fishing or there's a lot of great places to fish over there. I don't know if where Suffolk, Virginia is off the top of my head, but if it's near the coast, I can help you with that. You got to let me know what kind of fishing, what's around you, and then I can hopefully steer you the right way. I also have, if I don't answer everything, Tom, on this live chat, let me give you our email, and you probably know it. I'm going to put it in right now, and I will follow up with you for sure, and I'll do some research for you to help. There we go. Fishhook2019 at gmail.com, and I'll be glad to do a little research and let you know. I can do that fast. Uh, I do that every time I go to and I'm planning to go to a new place. I do my research real fast to get a heads up idea. I want to come prepared. So when I, like, for example, when I went to Great Lakes, Michigan, that was brand new, just for checking out purposes. I didn't know what I was going to expect. I didn't even know who to call there. So I went there, and now I've got bait frozen in a freezer in the garage, not in my house, ready. When I go back, it's all prepared. They told me what they did and how they caught the salmon. So I'm ready and prepared when I go back now. I know just what it is, and I keep all my notes. But definitely drop me an email if I don't, if I can't answer it here online. And you guys are welcome to ask any question. Just hold it if you can. We're nearing an end anyway. We're not going to be much more. So I just wanted this way I can answer questions if they come up. Now I wanted to talk a little bit about. I hope you guys are checking out the videos. We just put out a this past food video, this past Monday, got pretty well received. Got a lot of really nice comments and a lot of views. And when we're doing this, we really want to build up the channel, but I want to do quality videos. Now, I could slap something together in 10 minutes. I'm not going to treat you guys like that. I'd rather have no video, to be honest with you. But a lot goes into making a video. Now, that one I trimmed down to 18 and a half minutes. It could have been a lot longer, but you guys don't need to see all the mixing and all the little details. I try to fast forward areas. But I hope you guys really do try that recipe. That Alaskan cod, those were loin cuts. Those are beautiful fillets. I didn't catch them. I had to go buy them. I went to a fish store and got it. And they were reasonable around here, about $8, $9 a pound. So that was very reasonable for Alaskan cod. Really white fish, very white. That's similar color and texture to the striped bass. Well, that was such a good. My cousin John, and I want to give a big shout out to my cousin Jonathan Pagano. He's my financial guy here. He lives on the other side of Nashville, and we just go back since we were kids. And we gave you the history on there of how when his dad came over from Italy, they all immigrated here, and it was awesome. They all adapted and became successful. But that recipe with the olive caper sauce is an old Italian recipe. So I'll be bringing some of these Italian-inspired. It's just an Italian theme. It's not to knock down any other one because we're going to do other themes on other cultures as well. But this is something that I know the best. This is what I know the most of, and I'm very familiar with it. So I thought of John because he's a fabulous cook, and he can whiz bang it a lot quicker than I can. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. But I really would like to hear some comments where you guys are trying these recipes. They're easy. In 30 minutes, we have that meal done. It didn't take long at all. Preparing was easy. You guys saw it. So literally, I only chopped a little bit off. That was a very fast recipe. So I'd like to see you guys try that. That was a good recipe. And if you didn't check it out, it's Alaskan cod with the olive caper sauce, a good nice tomato sauce. That took only about 15, 20 minutes to make. And then we had beautiful roasted peppers on the side. Man, it was so tasty. I'm telling you, we ate every bit of that. It was I think I had that much sauce left over. So there was not enough to do a spaghetti dinner like we wanted. We ate a lot that day. It was really good because what you guys didn't see is when the video was over, we polished off all the Alaskan cod. It was fat. I saved one little bit for lunch the next day. But that was it. It was all gone after that. So it was very well received. Now, the other video that I did on food the previous Monday, was a striped bass with a lemon butter caper sauce. Holy mackerel. Try that. And both of these recipes, they don't have to be those fish. You want a firm fish. I don't care what kind of fish you got. I don't care if you had a shark fillet or if you had mahi, which is dolphin. It doesn't make a difference. Get a firm fish and pick one of those recipes and do it. It is so good. See, I never liked uh, all my life. I don't like red sauce with fish. I don't even like chicken cacciatore, and I know that's a nice dish. I'm just not crazy about it. But I want to tell you that with the olives and the capers, made it come alive. The olives, those Kalamata olives or the Italian Gaeta olives, are very similar taste. Very, very delicious, very flavorful olives. And the brine that they're in, you put it in the sauce, it made such a tasty mixture. I'm just telling you, my mouth is watering. I could have it right now. You really will like it. And it really was more the star of the dish than the fish. It made everything come alive and taste. Just take it, like Emeril Lagasse said, it took it to another level. It just took it, step it up another notch. It really, really did well. And the striped bass tasted outrageous. But capers are a fabulous addition to any sauce. And whether you got lemon butter you want to use, or you're going to use the green olive, I mean the Kalamata olives, it doesn't make a difference. It's just ways of dolling up a dish that would otherwise be a regular dish, and it tastes good. The fish tastes great, but how much nicer to have excellent, things with the fish. So and then the broccoli lob or a good green dish. Broccoli lob is outrageous. So do yourselves a favor, try it, experiment. I like to see some of you guys step out of your box and try some things like that. You'll be mildly amazed, and that's an understatement. You'll surprise yourself. You think you guys were professional chefs. I'm picking in all my cooking videos, even Catch Clean and Cooks. I'm not doing long, um, drawn out recipes that's going to bore everybody and give you a 60-minute video. You don't need to see that. This isn't a four-course meal. Keep it simple. Everybody has a busy life, including me. You guys coming home. You ladies that come home 5, 6 o'clock that have to work. You don't want to slave at the stove for an hour and a half. Why not the night before, if you have fish, leave it in the refrigerator, make sure it's thawed out. Just prep the food the night before, have stuff cut up, and then you whiz bang it out. It's that quick and really, really tasty. I look at a lot of, when I look for recipes, I look for ones that I can deliver in 30 minutes, maybe 40, and that's really pushing it. I want to do it in 30 minutes or less because usually when I come home, I want to eat the wallpaper off the wall. I'm stuck. And I start nibbling, and we all us guys, we're all the same. But, I nibble on nuts or some pepperoni, supersada in the refrigerator, some cheese. Before you know it, I can make a meal out of that and ruin my appetite. So I try to keep it moderate, and I want a fast prepared meal. It's leftovers are always great. I never want to rule them out, but something fresh like this will like bring a Tuesday, Wednesday night, just come off the charts. So you guys will be patting yourselves on the back. Look at my recipes. Look at the dishes that we've done. They really aren't hard to do, and everyone is really reasonable as long as you do your prep work. And that was including prep. We did it in 30 minutes, under 30 minutes. So I just wanted to tell you. Now, the other video, I reposted it. I think it wasn't properly advertised with my thumbnail, but I'd like you guys to check out. We did a review, Amy and I, on the 4th Street. It's called Shrimp Store, but it's a seafood restaurant. It is an iconic restaurant. It's part of the history of St. Petersburg, and it's on 4th Street. It's a very famous road where a lot of new restaurants are popping up. It's coming alive, St. Pete. They're renovating, put all new money in it, and it was just excellent. I remember going there, bringing my kids when they were small. My parents introduced us to that restaurant. We would have so many gatherings there. It would all the woodwork and the license plates and just everything about it. It's got a lot of history there. It's got St. Pete written all over it. So It's a very iconic restaurant. I reposted it back on YouTube community. You guys check it out if you get a chance. It's a quick little 7 or 8 minute video of a review on it, and it's as good as it always has been. The one big thing that they changed when I remember going many years ago, I'm talking 15, 20 years back, they never had, they didn't offer black and they didn't offer grill. Everything was fried. So, I mean, I grew up eating fried food like everybody else. But now they got black and you can have it broiled, you can have it grilled. Oh, they've really expanded it. And my food was excellent. Everything we ate really tasted good. Those grouper tacos that we had were delicious. Now, Amy, she's watching like any woman, carbs, eliminating it, and didn't eat the taco. And that's it's fun of the whole thing. So, I mean, I went for the whole experience. When I go out to eat, I'm not looking to cut corners. I know my wife, she watches all that to keep her girlish figure, but come on, I go out to have a good time, and I just want to eat whatever's on the menu. I don't look what's less in carbs. I don't do that. I look for. I don't want to eat really bad food, but I want to enjoy my food, and I want the whole experience. So I'll do my diet on my own time, but in a restaurant, that's not the time for me to diet. That's just that. That's the way I look at it, and that's how I do my stuff. So let's see, and we are going to go out tomorrow morning now. I'm scheduled to go out at 5:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock, 5:30 to be on the water. So I will keep you guys posted on that. I might even do a live stream. I haven't played with that yet, but I want to do that. But I'd like you guys to. I haven't got any emails yet. Even NB and Tom or any other guys that have fished in your areas, send me some. Give me some updates. Give me some reports on the areas where you guys are fishing. What's hitting? What kind of bait you guys are using? I really would love to know that. Um, if it's ice fishing, how thick your ice is. Give me some information on that, on what they're catching, because you know, if you can't really depend on YouTube. That's not really current. It's good to get some real reports, REAL, real reports, no pun intended, and from you guys that are actually living there in the area. That would really help out because there's a lot of fanfare out there, and I love YouTube and I love a lot of the videos, but you gotta read through a lot of stuff. You gotta have your boots on. You gotta wade through a lot of stuff to pick out the real truth. There's some really great uh, I follow one guy on YouTube called Kinetters Outdoors. The guy's excellent. He is so down to earth, and I really relate with him. And it's on fishing and hunting like mine. And the only difference is that we have the cooking on it. But this is reality here. There's days you get goose eggs. That's part of it, but it doesn't mean you didn't have a great time. You know the expression, "A bad day of fishing is better than a good day of work." It is the truth. I had a blast today, and it wasn't a super great day as far as catching fish, but I met two more friends. So my life enlarged a little bit, and hopefully, like even doing these chatting sessions for you guys, I hope it does enlarge your life. I hope you're learning something here. If you guys have some subjects you want to talk about, I want to talk a lot about in the fishing world. But if you guys want to talk about even anything else, even if it's hunting related or just something in the news or things that are going on in your lives, man, bring it on out. If it's something you want to share online, please do it. I would love to chit chat with you guys. But I'm going to end this now. This has been a great talk. I appreciate all you guys. And Tom, like I said, don't forget, and Tom and anybody else that may have some questions, even about me or about the channel or about the world of fishing or hunting. I want to talk a little bit. I'll talk to you guys next week a little bit more about that. I want to talk a little bit about silencers, suppressors for the guns I have, and what I'm looking at. I'd like to get you guys' thoughts on that. In fact, you might want to be thinking about that. If you have any information on good suppressors, that really do work, that are reasonably priced. I'm looking to do it on a 22 LR, and then on my 30 caliber rifles, which goes up to a 323 Magnum. That's a Remington 8 millimeter Magnum. I want to get a suppressor that can interchange with a quick disconnect on a muzzle brake. So you guys that are into hunting will know what I'm talking about. So if you guys have any information about that, uh, send it my way, or I want to talk a little bit about it next week as well as one of the topics. But you guys, I really appreciate you. My grandson Luke, thanks for tuning in, buddy. And I hope Pablo, you're watching, and Mark. I want to give a shout out to you guys. Had a great time with you today, and I look forward to seeing you guys fishing this week and next week. So, you guys, I hope you have a great weekend. And for anybody that's new that might have checked in, uh, this is Fish Hook Live on Tuesday nights called Chatting with Charles. We do it every Tuesday night, 6 o'clock rather, to 7 o'clock Central Time. It's 7 to 8 on Eastern Time where I am. And I welcome you guys to tune in, and please subscribe, smash that subscribe button, join the channel. We've got everything from fishing, hunting segments coming up, and cooking. Well, guys, have a great week, and we will see you next week. Take care.